Hi everybody. In this installment of my little video series on my YouTube channel, I'm going to talk about the absurdities and the confusion in the new priority date chart which has been set in place since October 2015. In other videos on this channel, I've talked about the priority dates. Well, in 2015, in October, the US Department of State, which publishes the priority date chart, decided to change it in order to make it more efficient. Well, what they did, according to me, is they made it more inefficient. But I'll let you be the judge. What were the changes that the State Department made? The State Department, in conjunction with the USCIS, which issues actual green cards to individuals who are already in the United States, decided that they would try to put into motion a plan whereby individuals whose cases were coming up but not quite ready for a green card could nevertheless still file their green card applications. On the surface, this makes sense because there were many people, especially from India and China, who are professional, whose cases have been backlogged for years and years because Congress has not increased the number of immigrant visas for skilled and professional workers. That's a shame in and of itself, but that's a topic for a different YouTube video. So what the US Department of State and the USCIS did was they created a new table within the family-based category and the employment-based category on the visa bulletin. The new table said that individuals who had a date within a certain amount of time before the actual priority date for their particular classification could immediately file an application for their permanent residency. Now, on the face of this looks fantastic. So now we have 4 tables instead of 2. The first table is family-based actual priority dates. Okay, that is the application actual final action date. Then we have a family-based application filing date, which means the applications could be filed by that date, which is well in advance of the priority date. Then we had an employment-based application actual final action date and an employment-based filing date as well. The first snafu hit the works even before the priority date chart went into effect. The USCIS and the Department of State said, oops, we made a mistake. Sorry, but we can't honor the dates on the employment-based application filing date chart. But they didn't give a reason. Essentially, they goofed up big time. They made a mistake. If that's not bad enough, they then have now changed the way that they are issuing visas. So in the past, the priority date chart with its 2 tables was the only way you could look at a date and figure out if you could file your application. Not so anymore because of those 2 extra tables, the application actual filing date and the new table, which is the application can be filed by date. Those 2 tables have now confused the situation altogether. The USCIS is now controlling the application can be filed by date table. In other words, the USCIS decides whether or not it's going to follow the application filed by date table or whether it's going to follow the actual application action final date table. What this means is that the new tables are basically useless. Not only are they useless, but they're very confusing and very dangerous because if someone doesn't consult the USCIS website every month to see whether they're honoring either the final action date table or the application filed by table, they may put a lot of time and energy and money into preparing an application and filing an application only to discover that the USCIS will reject the application. So that is what it means when we have a new and improved priority date chart. What do you do as a viewer? What you do as a viewer is you look at the date chart. You also then check the USCIS website for that month to see which chart they're going to honor. If they're not going to honor the application filing date chart, don't file your application. Because unless the priority date or the application final date chart is current, you're not going to get your application processed by USCIS. If you're confused about this, I understand. I'm an attorney and I can get confused too, because there are so many dates and there's so much confusion about this whole issue. This isn't an explanation about the specifics of your case. This is just general information. If you have a question, call my office or visit me on the web, www.immigration-america.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.